So you leave Celtic, mate, to head to the MLS. Why did you feel it was the time to leave?
I think I left Celtic really probably 2 years previously when I went to Ipswich. Neil Lennon had taken over. I'd again forced the loan a bit, and when I came back I think there was 12 new signings or something. So I think going to Leeds was just a case of running down my contract a little bit, and I went away with the Euros with Ireland, the European Championships. I was obviously out of contract, and I had a good few things in the Championship down in England, and I kept saying no to my agent, and then he was like, well, what do you want? Because I kept knocking things back and I didn't know what I wanted. And Toronto phoned me, and I said no straight away. I wasn't really interested, and eventually they just said, look, come over for 3 days. And what a city, what a place. After 3 days, it was me and my missus were flown over. We were sitting, I think we were watching a game or something. I was like, I fancy this. So it came out of nothing really. I'd spoken to a few foreign clubs, but not the MLS, and it happened quite quickly then, and that was probably, include Celtic, it's probably the happiest year of my career spent at Toronto.
Have you played Toronto in pre-season? Were you there, Millennium?
Yeah, I've spoken to people about that.
You were there,
I played, I'm sure it was in the Rogers Centre. No, I was definitely in Toronto.
Not unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a completely different atmosphere, the way they go about, but it's a fantastic league. The places you visit, see, and then the facilities, just everything.
Everyone call each other douchebags.
Jerks.
Jerks.
No.
What was the standard like though?
The standard of my Toronto when I went was abysmal.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in the middle of changing. The president changed, the manager changed, and pretty much the whole squad changed. So I signed towards the end of the season, which would have been the start of the kind of British season. So I had like 3 months to just get used to it, and then with a view to starting the following season with a proper head on. So the standard wasn't great in our team, but you played against some good teams. But you see it now; it's slowly getting better and better, and that league it'll be a big league in years to come. After
that, you moved to Ukraine, get a bulletproof vest signed. How was that? Was it the war or not? Was it?
Not when I signed. Not when
I
went
did
over
you sign and start the war?
I pretty much. I'd nearly signed in Ukraine before Toronto. There was a thing kind of going on there, and I nearly went. But me and my missus, the family, were nervous moving to anywhere. Toronto was a big move for us. But once we went to Toronto and you're away from home, you just go with it then, I think. And when I left Toronto, went over there, and it's probably the one I have the most stories from in terms of you remember everything, because it was surreal, a lot of it, but it's a horrific place.
What sort of stuff would that happen?
Well, obviously we what you said, we went away with a winter break, and there'd been a bit of conflict in the country with I don't even know what it was about. Was it to do with the EU or leaving the EU or something like that? So it kicked off a bit in Kiev. So when we came back for pre-season, we couldn't fly back into Ukraine, because obviously there was a square goal kicking off. So we went straight to Turkey. I think we spent 6 weeks out in Turkey in camp.
So 6 weeks away for the missus, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, they let us go home kind of in intervals. We do 10 days on, a few days off. So it wasn't too bad, but it was tedious, and the training there is completely different to what you do here. The players there are like soldiers. When they're told to do something, they do it, and they don't question anything. I couldn't believe some of the stuff we were doing. So I'd constantly be moaning. They thought I was mental. Like they just thought I was mental. I didn't fit in whatsoever over there. And it's the only time I've never ever had a problem with any coach in my career. But over there, I was constantly arguing with people. It was my own fault. I was going
in English. Would they understand? Or
nah, that was the thing. I had a translator, so I'd be translating, and I'm telling you, when I say I'd say all sorts to him, but I'd be telling the translator, and you could tell the translator was desperate not to translate it. I was tell that fat prick that he's a prick. And he's going, oh no, he's having to translate. But Ukraine, obviously one of the games I've obviously spoken about before, one of the games was down in Crimea, which Russian soldiers had overtaken. So we arrived down, and there was just this line of soldiers, kind of, it was a fake border. It wasn't a real border, but they were calling it, this is the border. And they were like, where are you going? We were like, we're going to the game or whatever, or director was talking to them, and they said, well, your foreign players, like as myself, need visas because this is Russia, but we're going to a Ukrainian Premier League match in Ukraine, but these soldiers had overtaken this part of the country. So we're stuck, I think, for 5 hours. The reason we had to drive was because the airspace was closed over Crimea because there was obviously problems. And then we'd obviously been on the bus 5 hours, it's like drinking water or whatever, and we were all bursting for the toilet. So 4 or 5 of us there was a little kind of porta cabin with a toilet, and went to walk over to leave the bus. And there was about 4 soldiers, machine guns, balaclavas, sprinting at us, screaming, guns up.
You thought you were back in Dublin?
We were just kind of going to the toilet, mental. That was the point where I was like, what am I doing? A year ago I was in Toronto, living it large. I'll get the machine gun pointed because I'm going to the toilet. Wow. And it was after that obviously I needed to get out, and that was how I left.
And then Mumbai.
Yeah, for a bit of normality.
Your travel agent must love you, man.
India. I don't know why I did it. I got to be honest, I know why I did it because I got quite a bit of money to do it, and it was for.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it because financially, at the stage of my career, there was no point to do it. But there was one of the reasons I done it. I had a bad injury on my ankle. I broke my ankle, and I genuinely thought I was struggling to get back. To get back really properly fit. So I nearly took it thinking I'll earn a few quid here, and I actually thought I'll cruise it and I'll be fine. I'll get through the games over here. And funnily enough, when I went over there, the facilities, we were in an unbelievable hotel, and the staff lived in the hotel, players lived all together. So I ended up doing a lot of rehab and ended up getting all my strength back and fitness back. And once I knew I was back fit, I remember thinking I'll do this now, but then I need to go back and play proper football again.
See, what was the nightlife good? Did you get nights out and stuff like that over in there? There
was a nightclub above in our hotel. Our hotel was the height of luxury. The boys did go out. I never went out. It was the league in all is about, I think it's 9 weeks or something. And there's games every 4 days. I didn't go out, but I think they did. But Mumbai is a very, very strange place. You go from the richest of the rich to literally the slums, and it was a great experience. Somewhere I'm delighted I've seen, but you come back here and you hear people talking about poverty and things, and I understand that, but go to Mumbai for a week and then see poverty.
Really, just the last question on that. The difference between the foreign dressing rooms and the British one, is that a big difference?
Yeah, Toronto was obviously because my first time been abroad, was the one that it took people a while to get used to me, because it's ruthless in British dressing room. Ruthless when someone does something, you call a spade. People argue, slaughter people. The banter is very cutthroat. Like in a normal job, you'd never get away with it. No. And Toronto, it was more sensitive. They weren't used to that type of banter. If someone had one in training, you'd be consoling them, rather than in Britain you'd clearly point out that they had one. So it took me a while to get used to. India obviously was completely different. Ukraine, completely different. But it was funny, Gordon Stratton used to do it the odd time on a Thursday. He'd stick the foreign players in one team and the British based players in one team. And the foreign players wasn't peep out and they played nice football. The British team were just arguing constantly, just trying to tackle each other. And it's just the different styles. I suppose when there's a good mix, it's good. But the dressing rooms I've definitely prefer being in a more British style dressing room.
And now, mate, you're in at the coaching at Dundee. You're taking the 20s, but also doing a bit of the media work. What are you thinking when you retire?
I don't know.
Superdrug, security guard.
Hi, Chris Sutton says I'll be working at McDonald's, so got a job there anyway. I don't know. I like media, but it's not the most steady work, probably.
I don't know, mate, I'm doing alright, man.
You're fine. Look at your shirt. I think I'll be a very good manager. I do think I'll be a very good manager. So I'll get my badges, but at the minute I'm just concentrating playing. I definitely want to play as long as possible.
Why do you think you'll be a manager?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I just have that feeling. I think this is genuine what I think. I think I'll have a better career in management than I have in football. I think I'm suited to it. But you see with managers now these days, they get sacked so quickly, and there's so many variables to everything. But I think I'll make a good manager, but I don't really know. So I'll get my badges, I'll get all the experience I need. But I don't know. I want to play football as long as possible, though, that's for sure.
If I need a kit man, give us a shout, mate, alright?
I will do.
Top man, thanks very much. Cheers, mate.
Top
Thanks.
man.